welcome to everyone. Today here we have Mr. Avinash Dugar, who is the owner and the entrepreneur we are going to interview today. He is the entrepreneur who started La Gravity. So here, sir, why don't you give a small about yourself for us?
Hello friends, this is Avinash Dugar. He just mentioned I started this cafeteria in the year 2016, and that's how we have been running this with a team of day boys and girls and orphan girls here. And this is a place which is known for tea and other exotic food and beverages that we serve.
So what is the core idea of this enterprise and why do you think it is, why do you make this idea so unique and attractive that attracted people all over Jamshedpur?
It wasn't an idea, you can say, that germinated on in me to start a cafe like this. Basically, I wanted to do something of my own when I was working with the steel industry, and then I thought of doing something with the tea. So I started with a tea kiosk running on at the roadside. So one day when a deaf girl who came to me for a cup of chai, and while talking to her through her brother, I came to understand that this girl wants to work, but the society doesn't have a kind of work that they can be employed for. The only reason being sign language, and people don't understand them because they don't know sign language, and that's how they cannot make them employable. So that is when I thought of running and opening a cafe so that I pick this language and I make them employable, I train them, and in turn I also get trained. That's how this idea came. And I think unique, it's nothing unique. There are lots of other cafeterias with a similar theme around the world now. What makes us unique in true sense is each of my team members, they go in the kitchen, they prepare food. Uh, all of them know a bit of, somebody knows, say, I can make pizza, somebody knows how to make pasta, the other guy knows how to make a sandwich. So that's something which makes us very unique, that deaf people are working in the kitchen, they are preparing food, other than doing all the other works here.
So, what was the most challenging hurdle you think you faced while opening this cafe, and how you think you overcome that hurdle?
Yeah, the biggest hurdle even during that time, even now, is to make their parents and the candidates themselves convince that yes, they can also work. Because right from their childhood, they never had that kind of sense of, you can say, confidence that yes, in spite of my disability, I can really work as any other hearing person working. So that was the hurdle to convince even their parents, because their parents were also very skeptical that my child can he or she really work in a cafeteria? Can he really do this work? Can he also earn a good salary? That was, and that still is the biggest hurdle. Now, your second question was how did I overcome? By motivating them, by showing them that yes, I am there to help you, I am there to work with you, I am there to understand you. If there is some issues, if there is something which I fail to make them understand, I take the help of Google. I show them some motivational videos. I show them how other devs around the world are working and working in a very smart way. You can also work. That's how that goes on and on.
So you are definitely one of the most successful entrepreneurs we know.
Thank you for saying so.
So what kind of nature do you think, or what kind of mentality you have that makes you such an successful entrepreneur?
I think anybody working with any kind of persons with disabilities should have a very kind heart and a little bit of extra patience, you can say. By nature, you can feel that they may be slow at times. It may take an extra minute to execute a particular task. If you are able to cope up with that, if you are able to understand that, if you have a feel that yes, somebody in front of you is capable of doing the task in a much better way, provided he or she gets a little extra minute. So if that is something which you are ready to cope up with, I'm sure that's what my nature had always been, even when I was a small child, to little carrying a heart which feels for others. There had been number of such incidents even when I was in class 3, 4, when I was in college. Uh, when you see somebody who may be needing your help, but he or she not necessarily asking for the help. So when you know that somebody, uh, if a small help is extended, can do wonders. So this is where I really feel I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be amongst my team here.
So, one of the most important questions is whenever a person's entrepreneur's life is being referred, is their failures. Do you think you faced any failures in your life?
Uh, little difficult question. Throughout my life, I think I have always been blessed that whatever I did so far in my life, college, after college, taking up a job, I was in Nepal that time. My first job I'm talking about. I got a big promotion in that. I quit that job, I joined another company. Even in that company also recognized my effort, my performance there. And in the year 2005, I came to Jamshedpur, joined a steel industry. I was pretty successful, right from manager to becoming a vice president of the company in just a span of few years. Now, I was just talking that I quit the job after 12 years and I started running a tea side kiosk. That also was a very successful venture. This cafeteria happened in 2016. So far, with all good wishes and blessings, doing pretty well. Uh, Maybe I failed in my love life. I couldn't marry my girlfriend. That you can say my failure was.
I don't think that's a failure on your part. That's a girl
So
who
that's
missed
the
that
only thing.
opportunity.
That's the only thing I can talk about when it comes to failure.
Correct. Sir, in today's modern generation, you think that entrepreneurs should start definitely the business that the family runs, or should start in a new way, or what do you think could you could suggest the new entrepreneurs to start something that's pretty different? You started something that wasn't common in this area, which required a lot of work in it. So what we suggest the new generation should do so that they do something that's different from the other as well as successful.
Yeah, I'm sure this is the time when people are doing amazing entrepreneurial ventures. I read and I feel so happy that they think of some creative ideas. Not necessarily what your parents or your family has been doing, you have to do the same. Something that certainly brings the money and brings a kind of happiness to you. So I suggest, I rather request, uh, we can really make this world a much better place for every living beings if we really think creatively and convert that creative ideas uh, into a kind of creation. So converting your thought into something substantial is what I always talk to the entrepreneurs. That you follow your heart, you follow your passion, and do what you feel you are good at. Not necessarily what your friends are doing or your parents are doing or anybody else saying you to do this. Just follow your heart, and this is what I did, and I see the same to every single entrepreneur, and I'm sure. That can really bring a big success to your life as well as bring a big change in the lives around.
So, you being a successful entrepreneur, what do you think are the three most important skills you had that made you a successful entrepreneur?
Extreme level of passion. You can term it obsession, craziness, whatever. But if you just love your work, no matter what the weather is, no matter where you are, no matter what time of the day or night you are at it, just be at it. Every minute and second of your life should be for the same passion that you are living for. So I give three inputs to myself as well, that being passionate is something which is very important. Keep learning every single day. If you are learning, I'm into food business now. I love to learn a new recipe, a new way of serving food, a new way of greeting people. But then I love to learn, say, a new word every day. Yesterday I learned a new English word which I never learned, I never heard before. So I love to learn how you eat a burger. I never knew how a burger is had, but then yesterday I came to, just last week I came to know how you should eat a burger when you are at a cafe. So the fire in you, the zeal of learning new things is what I think is a big attribute to an entrepreneur. So the first was being very passionate. Second was keep learning. Third was no matter how big successful you are, or at times you are not very successful, uh, keep moving, keep moving inch ahead and ahead, and keep moving. This is what we are also doing during this pandemic. Scenario is not very good, you can say, in terms of any business venture. But then yes, we are striving hard. We are, you can say, slow and steady with the race. So this is the time when we, instead of being very negative, thinking of something else, then rather than we are trying something, some new ideas to just make this venture afloat. So three attributes I can repeat is that be passionate, keep learning, and keep moving.
Thank you, sir. So, what do you think? Do you want to change in today's entrepreneurs, and how do you think you are going to move ahead your enterprise in the future? And do you think you will make any changes in this?
Certainly, there are lots of things that you see around, you learn, and then you love to make changes in your own venture. The scenario around the world is changing, taste and preferences of people are changing, the kind of spending capacity is changing. So I think change is always there whenever and wherever you are. Um, Lots of people have different ideas when you travel. I love traveling. I see so many good things and bad things also around the world. So that's how we learn, and we certainly we have been changing, and we have so many other plans to improve ourselves also in this field.
So, what do you think are the passions you have in life other than this? Other than doing something social work or doing a tea business, what other passion do you have?
I am a very big adventure sports freak, you can say. I have done almost all the adventure sports. That's something which I always feel from my heart. I have done scuba, bungee, skydiving, snorkeling, river rafting, parasliding, paragliding. So that's one of the passions you can say that I still carry. Other than that, as I said, learning. Learning a language has always been my passion. Now, with being in this field, I learn to cook, and I love learning new recipes, trying out new recipes. I recently introduced a smoothie, pink blossom, made of strawberries. So, and I during my Russian trip this September, I learned making kombucha. So you can see last few months I introduced two new items in my cafeteria. That again is my passion to just, as I said, keep learning, keep moving.
So, what do you think? What made this place an attraction for the youth?
Uh, Certainly, the love and smile that my team extends, the kind of peace that a person when he or she walks in the cafe, uh, the entire atmosphere is full of so positive energy, vibes. I thank to each of my team members that many times we listen that people say on our face that we feel so positive when we come here. So I think the entire energy of this place is what makes us very different.
So is this your sole entrepreneurship or you started this venture with someone else?
Uh, I started this venture on my own as a sole entrepreneurship, but then during my initial days when I was running this kiosk on the roadside, my daughter Gracie was very crucial. I remember days when she used to come after her school. She was in class 7 that time, a 7 year standard girl coming to my kiosk, helping me out. She sang, she composed a song on chai. At times she used to dance and play that song just to make the guest feel little, like an element of creativity, you can say. जाके चाय पीते रहो, पी के खुश हो जाओगे, हेल्दी चाय पियोगे, कैटरीना हो या ऐसे लगा ऐसा पीती हमारी चाय. So that's kind of phrases she used, and I equally thank and give credit to her being, you can say, a soul. But now this cafeteria is being managed by my family, by my brother, by my sister-in-law, and they have been very, very crucial in making this a successful venture in last 6 years.
So, what do you think would be your last message to the youth?
Yeah, I often share a word with youth that take a pic. When I say here take a pic, doesn't mean to take a mobile phone and take a picture, but PICC. The P stands for passion. Every youth, every single entrepreneur who wish to have something uh, in their life should carry the passion, and then imagination. I stands for imagination. Keep thinking, keep let the ideas come into you in your mind, and but those ideas, if at all remains in your mind, will not make a difference until you convert that idea into something creativity. So the another CC stands for creation with creativity. Convert that idea. At times we find that people are thinking मैं ऐसा करना चाहता हूँ, मैं ऐसा करना चाहती थी, या मेरा प्लान है ऐसा करने का. So those all these words will have no meaning unless you convert those ideas, those passion into something creation. If I had only wished कि यार मुझे चाय का कुछ खोलना है, मुझे इसे चलाना है, तो अगर मैं ये नहीं चलाता, नहीं करता, तब तक वो सारी बातें बेकार होती. So my message to every youth is always remember the word take a pick, go for it, carry the passion, keep thinking, keep getting those ideas coming to your mind, imagination, and convert both this energy with creation with creativity. Everything that you create should have something creative element to it.
So, thank you everyone for this lovely interview by Mr. Avinash Dugar. We definitely suggest everyone whenever you visit Jamshedpur, at least give a visit to this cafe. We love the positive energy we have here, and you will love the ambience here.
Thank you, friends, and let the energy flow, positive energy.